Okay, hello everybody, how are you? Wednesday today, 11th of February. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. A couple of shout outs then. First one, it's Wednesday. That means brand new song by our very own Johnny Lindver. That's out at the moment. Just uploaded that onto this channel. It's called Why Not You? And obviously, guys, as always, when I share anybody else's videos on this channel, I always make sure that I put their YouTube link in the description at the top. Just click it, takes you directly there. Please go over, like and subscribe to help them grow their channels, along with our very own as well, Megan Mitchell. She did one yesterday called The Journey Perspective. Very good. That's up on this channel as well. Again, please go over to her channel and like and subscribe if you would. That's very good. Nothing to report as far as the business is concerned, but obviously if I hear anything, I certainly will let you know. But guys, hang in there, okay? He's not done a runner. He's working very hard behind the scenes at the moment, okay? So just stick with it, and I'm more than convinced that everything will be just fine. What have I got for you today? And that is the ripple effect. Might have talked about this before once, but I really want to make sure that you understand how it works and why it affects businesses so much. And also, when I was researching this, I want to go off the back for tomorrow on one of the things that it highlighted. This is what I love about researching certain things about business, because it takes you off into different tangents. But for today, we're going to be talking about the ripple effect in business. And this describes how a single, often small, initial action or decision triggers a series of consequences that spread through an entire organization and its external networks. Now, we know full well from our own experience how that ripple effect has affected us and how it happens. This can be a good and also a bad thing, but it's something that you should always be thinking about as far as your business is concerned. Why? Because this phenomenon highlights the interconnectedness of business systems, where changes in one area, such as a leadership behavior, a single process adjustment, or a sustainability policy, reverberate to impact the culture, performance, and of course the bottom line of your business. So it really is important that we understand how this ripple effect works and how it affects positively and negatively to your business. It's very interesting when I started researching about the ripple effect, when sometimes a very small action ends up being a huge effect down the line. A bit like a tsunami wave. When it's first triggered, it's quite small, and as it's going across the ocean, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it hits landfall, and it's all hell breaks loose. In business, this ripple effect has exactly the same effect, but it can also be good as well as it can be bad. So bear this in mind. So what are some of the key areas of impact that ripple effect have as far as your business is concerned? Leadership and culture. A leader's daily micro moments, such as expressing gratitude or active listening, set the emotional tone for the team for that day. Research shows that when leaders model healthy habits, their direct reports are 35% more likely to adapt them, illustrating social contagion. What's that mean in English? Basically, they're mimicking their boss. They are actually doing what he or they are doing themselves. I think we have a certain element of that within our business as well, within our community, of mimicking others that we may look up to for a good reason, by the way, not a bad reason. We certainly have been schooled extremely well by our CEO as far as humanity with heart, looking after other people, making sure we do the right thing. I'm sure that many of us now mimic that in our own lives as well. This is part of that ripple effect that he has had on us. And that's not a bad thing in my book. So it really is important that you understand that it can be as positive as it is negative for all sorts of reasons. It also acts as an employee-customer link. This is because a positive employee experience, the EX, employee experience, led to pro-social behaviours that directly improve customer interactions, CX. Conversely, a single disengaged employee can botch negotiations, leading to customer churn. But also, it acts on the other side as well. So if you've got an employee that mucks up an interview or mucks up a deal or mucks up a sale, whatever it may be, that will reverberate down to the customer and maybe other customers in a negative fashion. But if you have an employee that goes above and beyond, gives fantastic customer care, customer feedback, great sales, great service, that also reverberates down through the customer base in a positive manner. Again, showing that ripple effect within business. These are all things that need to be thought about when you are cultivating a mindset, not only within yourself, your direct business workers, but also externally from that as well. Operational efficiency as well has a ripple effect. Small strategic tweaks can yield higher ROI, rate of investment. For example, defining job descriptions and introducing a weekly huddle can reduce daily interruptions to owners by up to 60% and improve, guess what? The profit margin. All these things are worth remembering. They're worth knowing about because it's going to affect your bottom line. And the more that you can adapt and adopt these things within your own business, then it's going to have a major effect on your business in a more positive manner, that ripple effect. It also affects your supply chain, believe it or not, and that sustainability that comes from it. One company's commitment to sustainability, can force suppliers to adapt similar science-based targets, transforming the climate landscape across the entire industry. This is, again, that ripple effect. One person's or one company's decision of how they want things to happen as far as ethical, as far as environmental, this can have a huge effect across the whole industry. I'm sure that big businesses like the Amazons, like the Apples, like the Microsofts, they have had a huge influence from supply chains in a positive manner because they have been able to control what they exactly want from suppliers, and this then gets rippled down through other businesses as well, not only those big boys. Marketing and social proof. How does ripple effect affect this? In marketing, that ripple effect is driven by group influence. A single customer action, like ordering a specific drink at a bar, often triggers others to follow suit. A phenomenal leverage through referral programs and social media buzz. It is amazing, isn't it? And we see this in every single day-to-day society when the expression people bring people. You'll see one bar next to another bar, and one is absolutely heaving. The reason it's busy is because people mentally, when they look at the busy one, navigate to the busy one because they think, I must be great in there because it's busy. I can remember when we had the pub and restaurant, a lovely old black and white 15th century Ingleduck fireplace. And in the winter, obviously in the quieter months, I used to make all the staff park at the front of the building to make it look like it was busy inside. Any customers that we had eating, I used to put them in the tables that were bang in front of the windows, again, to make it look like the place was busy. And this had the effect of people wanting to come inside because they thought it was a busy place. And obviously, people bring people. In business, it's exactly the same. That ripple effect has a huge effect. We have new words for it now: FOMO, fear of missing out, all sorts of other buzzwords that happen across social media as far as that ripple effect happens in business. It is something that should be understood and known about as far as marketing is concerned, because if you can nail that action to then make the reaction of the ripple effect, then you really are onto something good, because that is what builds that momentum, that phenomenal leverage through the social media buzz that you are after, because it brings people. So what are some of the strategies to harness the positive ripples for your business? Be intentional. Recognize that even minor gestures, like a thank you note or a simple hello, create waves of trust and engagement. Prioritize consistency as part of your daily routine for your business. Frequent, small, positive interactions are more effective at building a stable work environment than occasional grand gestures. Also seek constructive interference. In boardrooms or meetings, like-minded colleagues to synchronize efforts, multiply pebbles, dropping together to create a larger, more sustainable wave of change. This is when you get other departments, other heads to come together to say, right, at this time on this date, we are all collectively going to do this. That one explosion, drop, whatever it may be called, makes a bigger wave effect than just you doing it on your own. Again, things to think about as far as your business. Focus on system thinking. What is this? This is the view, the organization as an interconnected whole where one process improvements, e.g., for example, automating a redundant task. Okay, that frees up the energy for more fulfilling work elsewhere for other people. It takes away that boredom factor. It gives people much more happiness at work because they're not doing mundane tasks. And if you can bring things into the workplace that are going to tie up those mundane tasks, then the employees are going to have a much more fulfilling workplace rather than doing things they don't want to do. So what are some of those real world examples of the ripple effect that have happened? Google's Project Oxygen identified that the managers who showed interest in employees' well-being drive higher satisfaction and lower turnover across the company. They brought this on board and now they have it across the whole entire company. Zappos CEO Tony Heisz focused on writing personal thank you notes to create a a famous culture of service that boosted both employee loyalty and customer satisfaction. From the customer point of view, they were aligning themselves with a company that they felt was doing the right thing for their employees. And Rich Charlton empowered every staff member to make small, autonomous decisions to improve guest experiences, and now he has built a global reputation for excellence. So, in essence, are you looking to apply these concepts to your team, your customer retention, strategies, and micro-level economic impacts? And if you're not, then you are certainly missing a huge trick as far as your business is concerned. Now, one of the things that I researched about the ripple effect was about how this really had an effect as far as the business positively and negatively. This was what amazed me, is that there was no divide really as far as the research was concerned of how the impact was positive or negative. Ripple effect is the ripple effect. It is something that happens to most businesses, and it is how you adapt and adopt it that makes all of the difference. There's a saying that you are 3 steps away in the network from our closest colleague. And this is because of that ripple effect. And this is something that I'm going to talk to you about tomorrow. And again, how that ripple effect and the 3 degrees, which you might have heard about, maybe it's called 3 degrees of influence rule, okay, and why this is so important to know and how you can adapt it into your own business. Anyway, guys, that's it from me for today. Hope it's been of interest. Hope it's maybe made you think a little bit more about your actions and other people's actions, of how important they are in a positive or a negative way to your business. That's it from me. Bye for now.